Hello. It is a great honor and pleasure to once again be part of this festival organized by Floyd Fable and Miyawata Culture. This is the second COVID year with our collaboration taking place from distance and online. Despite the many challenges, for now, what is important is that we continue our work. It is always a process of learning and healing as we keep ourselves moving, but with hopes for better times ahead, times when we can again work together, sitting side by side, talking and sharing our feelings, feeling our bodies, sharing our emotions and thoughts as we gather in one place and time. Let me now proceed to my presentation, which is a brief demonstration of our ongoing collaboration and the process towards Floyd Fable's Indigenous theatre method called NPC, the Native Performance Culture. The method has been defined and theorized by Floyd Fable, who explains it as a confluence of indigenous tradition, family, community, and process, which results in a theatre doubled, providing a transformational and healing experience to the performer and to the audience. It is based on Plains Cree rituals and social structures and epistemology. Floyd also identifies this theatre process as open to all peoples and not defined by identity. So in its presentation, it is multicultural. I demonstrate two examples from our ongoing work and the method. The first sharing is an excerpt of Sonia's monologue from Anton Chekhov's Uncle Vanya. Originally, we worked on this adaptation of Uncle Vanya and performed it on the Poundmaker Reserve, on the land by a beautiful lake, and staying with Floyd's family and community, which remains a central aspect of this work and method. What I present here was recorded in a park in Poland as I tried remembering and recreating the original performance in order to demonstrate the use of Plains Indigenous Sign Language in theatre. I was introduced to Plains Indigenous Sign Language by Dr. Lanny Reelbird through the Sign Language workshop organized at Poundmaker Reserve in the summer of 2019. We learned about the theory, tradition, and the use of the sign language by the Plains Indigenous nations to communicate within each other. We learned how to move our hands to act them out while articulating Cree words. So it was a workshop of Cree language in a way as well. So part of what we've learned are these words. Aha, namoya, miwasen, mayatan, estam, niya, keskitamuen, tanse etekwe, ape, nipawe. Yes, no. Fine, good. Bad, throw. Come, go. No, no not, don't know. Sit, stand. Some of the sign language I use in this excerpt are, for instance, time or before, no, say, here, woman. I also use some dance mudras from Indian classical dance Odissi, such as flower, bird, and mirror. I use these gestures, action signs from the sign language and dance mudras according to the way it would be used in their original format, but also as impulses and half-formed gestures that originate in the body as it moves on the land. This adaptation is also a meeting of traditions, cultures, and languages. So we have English and Bengali language in a Tagore song, the Plains Indigenous Sign Language, as well as mudras from Indian classical dance Odissi. His heart is closed off. So then, why do I feel so happy? Phule phule dhole dhole pahe kiba mridubai totini hilo tule kallole চলিয়া যায় পিকো কিবা কুঞ্জে কুঞ্জে কুহু 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 গায় কি জানি কিসের লাগে প্রাণ করে হায় হায়. It's horrible. Why am I not pretty? And I know it. Last Sunday, when we were leaving the church, I heard a woman say, "She is nice. She has got good personality. She has got long dark hair and beautiful eyes. But she is not pretty." It's a shame. Not pretty. This was just a very short piece, which I hope gives the essence of the process and the work. For a more in-depth exploration and adaptation of the Plains Indigenous Sign Language in performance and its meeting with Odissi dance gestures, I share an adaptation of The Master of the Dew, written by Floyd Favel. I share this in a separate presentation, but also for this year's festival. The second sharing for this presentation is from a new and ongoing work and the process of employing indigenous use of voice to Western texts. This is Floyd Favel's indigenous adaptation of the Greek tragedy Trojan Woman by Euripedes, and it explores indigenous use of voice, but also alters the patriarchal theme of the original drama. I present an excerpt from Hecuba's Monologue. Here she is a matriarchal figure, defending Helen by stating that it is through women that our culture and lives are passed, and she also advocates indigenous traditions. For the indigenous ways of speaking, so the use of voice and narrative traditions, here the inspirations and influences come from the chanting in Cree ceremonies and the Bengali recitation of the Chandipat by late B.K. Bhadra for Mahalaya, which is the beginning of the festival of Durga Puja in Bengal. It narrates the story of the descent of goddess Durga on earth to save it from the Mahisasura, the evil energy, the demon. It evokes and honors the feminine power and has a specific style of recitation, a powerful yet melodious one. Some of the aspects which I tried exploring here are the breathing techniques, rhythms, counts or repetitions in threes used in Hindu chanting, intonation, the use of songs and silence, and the use of languages, Cree, Bengali, English, and the shifting in between these languages. I also use fragments from a Greek and a Bengali song. The Bengali one is a folk song which originally speaks of the impossibility to stop Radha from loving Krishna. My adaptation speaks about the impossibility to imprison or stop women from their own ways of living and loving, as they are the mothers of all creation. This entire monologue is undertaken in kneeling and sitting positions, drawn from the Cree ceremonies. This monologue was performed and recorded on a hot and dry afternoon in the abandoned village Ios Sozomenos, near Nicosia in Cyprus, as I was visiting my friends this summer. I learned a song from my friend Cristalla Pafiti, which I use at the beginning of this monologue. The excerpts of this song on desolation and the ruins of the village where I performed are a starting point to honor the original language of this play and to also bring attention to Floyd Fable's inspiration drawn from Czesław Miłosz, a Polish writer, who wrote that poetry is constructed of the remnants found in ruins. Floyd believes it is central to our working process and our method. So let me share this excerpt as a starting point into artistic expression and the process of applying indigenous narrative traditions to Western texts. With this, I also thank you for your time and attention.
Erimnia skotini kardiatlimeni omorphizoi chameni Erimnia kiuranos horis asteri oniroi chara chiaieri Kissemani tue qua mamasta wakanak. Kati peita kaski, keisi kaupesim kanuksit. Eke moane tahik e qua eutin pahik. O chipwe qua pesiskuak, uichi koya kuhuk. Ai si nu kiti mah kinawao, e mata uksi kakio. Ma kah mamasta wakanak. Wista wau kutawi no e te pim kochich. Wista wau kakipasta huak. The Great Spirit and his spirits that rule the world make the sun shine, the rain fall, the winds blow, and the plants and animals to grow, and give us pitiful human being life, are powerful and mysterious. But even they, the spirits, fall under the laws of the Great Spirit and pay for their mistakes. This is what has happened here. This is what has happened here. This is what has happened here. এই আত্মার মহাত্মার চাবুক অনুভব করবে সেই দিন যেই দিন পৃথিবী অন্ধকারের মধ্যে পড়ে যাবে. These spirits will feel the whip of the Great Spirit the day the world falls into darkness. Men are weak and fall into temptation. That is why with our people it is the women who pick the leaders and chiefs, as our counsel comes from the moon and the stars, and we as women are half of all creation. মেয়েদের থেকেই ছেলেদের জন্ম. Napeu neteukeo isquaiochich. From women are born men. My son Paris was born from me, and I had told him not to bother with sorcery, as that only brings trouble, breaks hearts and makes the tears fall, and that is what has happened here. And that is what has happened here, and that is what has happened here. My people lie dead in their village. My children have been killed by strangers who do not believe like us. You believe that women are your possessions and that you can do what you want with them. এটা আমাদের লোকেদের পথ নয়. এটা আমাদের লোকেদের পথ নয়. এটা আমাদের লোকেদের পথ নয়. 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 This is not the way of our people. Helen, yes, sorcery brought you here, but here also you saw many good things. You have seen that it was I who took the feathered hat away from our chief, took the deer antler hat from a war chief, because they did not listen to their council of women, clan mothers. Clan mothers. Clan mothers. মেয়েরাই ঘরের অধিকারিণী, মেয়েরাই শিশুদের জন্মদাত্রী, মেয়েদেরই বংশের ওরা উত্তরাধিকারী, আমরাই ওদের শেখাই ভাষা এবং পৃথিবীর আর ওষুধের রহস্য. It is the woman who owns the house. It is the women whom the children are born from and whose clan they follow. It is us who teach them the language and the mysteries of the world and of the medicines. It is we who counsel the men to follow peace or to follow war. You Menelaus cannot come here to our land and to our people and to bring your laws here, and this is what you have done. আর তুমি এটাই করেছো, আর তুমি এটাই করেছো, আর তুমি এটাই করেছো. You want to kill Helen, your wife, But it is and was her choice to follow her heart and to choose her own husband and to have children. And that is what she has done. And that is what she has done. And that is what she has done. If you wish for Helen to love you, then be a true warrior. Show love, compassion, and bravery. Look, she is a true queen, beautiful to the eye and beautiful in the eyes of the Great Spirit. দেখো সত্যি রানী, সুন্দর আমাদের চোখে আর সুন্দর ভগবানের চোখেও। Her feet touch Mother Earth, whose daughter she is. Her crown is made up of phases of the moon, whose grandchild she is. And from the south, the grandmother looks down on her and protects and guides her, as through her womb the lives of the mothers of the nation will be born. Nim tau nu tuku atayukan asawemiku wiyao chich ai sinu ni tau kiyu. Think of the future generations. She is the mother of your nation. It is for this that I plead. It is for this that I plead. It is for this that I plead. আমার হাত বান্ধিবি, পা বান্ধিবি, মন বান্ধিবি কেমনে? আমার চোখ বান্ধিবি, মুখ বান্ধিবি, পরাণ বান্ধিবি কেমনে? আমার হাত বান্ধিবি, পা বান্ধিবি, মন বান্ধিবি কেমনে? আমার ইচ্ছা বান্ধিবি, সোহাগ বান্ধিবি, অনুরাগ বান্ধিবি কেমনে? আমার ঘর বান্ধিবি, পথ বান্ধিবি, কপাল বান্ধিবি কেমনে? কেমনে? Erimnia skotini kardiatlimeni omorfizoi chameni. Erimnia kiuranos horis asterin